Hey there, YouTube. David here again. Today I'm going to do a little bit more of a serious philosophical video. One I've been meaning to do for a while, actually. Before I get started, bit of a housekeeping, as some of you guys like to call it. This is my Dr. Graybo Lark. Just smoking some of my vanilla house blend in it. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and it is a video response to Nick and His Pipe's video of Is Ignorance Bliss? And in this video, he talks about, back in the 50s and 60s when pipe smoking and smoking in general was so commonplace that you could smoke just about anywhere you wanted. You could smoke around kids and, do whatever. And, the point of his video is he says, would it be better back in those times, or is it better nowadays when we have all these regulations and restrictions on where we can smoke, where we can't smoke, and yada yada yada. And he brings up the show Mad Men, which is set, I believe, in the 50s or 60s, and they're doing all that stuff, smoking wherever they want, whenever they want, as much as they want. And he makes a statement that would be kind of cool to be able to do that, which I think it probably would. I would say, though, that it probably I think it needs to be tempered. Like, obviously, I don't think you should be able to smoke in a hospital or a doctor's office. And I think there's some other places, too, that, they really shouldn't be allowed to smoke in, like, grocery stores and stuff like that. Anywhere that people would have to go that they don't have a choice, like, they have to go there to be able to sustain life in some way. Obviously no smoking inside those places. However, I do feel very strongly that they've gotten a bit too big brother and nanny state about it on a lot of things, like bars. I don't care what anyone says, you should be able to smoke in a bar. That's part of the bar environment to me is, if you want to go to a bar and be in that environment, you deal with the smoke, even if you don't smoke. If you don't want to deal with that, go to the store, buy a 6-pack or a bottle of whatever your favorite liquor or hard alcohol is, and drink it at home. No one's forcing you to go to a bar. You're choosing to go in that environment. Therefore, I feel you should be able to smoke there, and that's just part of it. Same thing I feel in restaurants. Now, I do feel there should be a smoking section in restaurants. You shouldn't just be able to smoke willy-nilly wherever you want within the restaurant. Like it used to be, 5-10 years ago. I remember, growing up as a kid, eating in restaurants and sitting in the non-smoking sections because no one in my family smoked, but being right next to the smoking section, and it never bothered me. So I think that should be allowed. Because, again, no one's forcing you to go and eat at a restaurant. You don't need to eat at a restaurant to sustain life. You can just go buy some food at the grocery store, where smoking shouldn't be allowed, and do it that way. It all boils down to, it offends someone else's sensibilities, so it's been banned for everybody. And I'm not a fan of that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Of that kind of, restriction? I guess we'll go with restriction. The word I'm trying to think of, I can't think of right now, but regulation. I'm not a fan of that kind of regulation. It offends your sensibilities and what you like. So, I can't do it. I don't like that. See, what else did he say there? I think that was basically it. He kind of just talked about, days gone by of smoking and the way things used to be. And was all those years of ignorance and what people knew less about what smoking did to your body, was it better at that point, point in time when you could just do whatever you wanted? So I would say yes, to an extent. I do think it would be awesome to be able to sit down while you're having a meal in a restaurant and just smoke a cigarette, or while you're at the local pub, inside having a beer, or a whiskey on the rocks or whatever, smoking a pipe. Now, I'm lucky enough that there are still some places, like my local brick and mortar tobacconist, they do actually still have a smoking area in the back of the shop where they've got nice plush leather chairs and everything, and a coffee table and a TV to watch sports, that I could go and smoke if I wanted to. So I am lucky in that regard. But I know some places like Northwest Pipe Smoker, he made a video recently where he went and did a little small tour of a local brick and mortar tobacconist, in his state. And due to Washington's statewide smoking ban, he wasn't allowed to smoke in a smoke shop. That to me is really ridiculous. So, to sum things up, I do think it would be really cool if there were places where, no matter what state it was in, no matter where it was at, that you could smoke inside if you wanted to. But it does need to be tempered. If it's a place where people that don't smoke, maybe have allergies to smoke, whatever, physical, medical condition that smoke hurts them and worsens that condition, and they have no choice but to go into that place from time to time, obviously you shouldn't be able to smoke in those places. Alright, that's it for now. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day. It's a Tuesday here. Happy smoking, guys.